hear me out. Cherry Garcia, but with walnuts. Someone get this over to Ben & Jerry's, because I am late to the Cherry Garcia game. It's never been a flavor that I've been interested in, but I happened upon it recently and I love it. It's delicious, but I still need a nut. Pause. This is what takes it from here to out of here. Hey guys, it's Daina the Doula. Welcome back to the channel. What a month it's been. First of all, I'm so behind on the content, and I'll explain why. I had 2 births in the span of 7 days. I talked about it on my social media pages. I talked about it on TikTok. I talked about it on Instagram. Please follow me there so you can be the first to hear the lowdown. But I was just really exhausted, and I did record a couple of videos that I am going to be posting, but I just want to do this one first as a catch up. We are in mid-July. I have not posted anything since June, but there's no excuse. I have to be consistent. So I just want to get on here and vent. I vented about this last week on TikTok, and it was a pretty edgy post, I'd say. Just to give context, it was the day that I got back from the second birth that I had last week. I was there for almost like 30 hours. My client had been there for about 3 days, and it ended in basically an emergency C-section. So she was induced. She chose to be induced at 39 weeks. No issue with that. Your body, your choice. That is the number one thing I want every client to know going into us working together, that you have a choice, you have autonomy, right? But what was just so disappointing is I do not feel like she took into consideration what I at least was trying to explain to her. It is not an easy process, especially when you are not already experiencing some signs of early labor. Your body is just not. I have like these flies that keep flying in front of the phone, ruining the vibe. Anyway, let me get back on track. It's not an easy process, and I feel like she didn't take heed to my advice, which again, you don't have to, but I also feel like a lot of that had to do with maybe her providers, selling her a dream that just, it's just not just. I want medical care providers just be more honest in managing expectations for elective inductions and telling them, depending on where you're at, it can either go this way or that way. You have a choice, but we want to just make it crystal clear what you should be expecting in the choice, right? I was expecting some fallout, and I got a little bit, but for the most part, I was surprised to see, not surprised to see other doulas being like, yeah, I'm tired of these 3-day inductions. And I was surprised to see some L&D nurses say, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. Of course, there was one doctor, and we're mutuals. It wasn't like she was just saying, I disagree with how you're going about it. You have a point, and it's something to think about. Anyway, I'm going to keep this short today. As you can see, well, maybe you can't see. I feel like I look like what I'm going through. I've been long births. Like, let me just tell you, if you're not a doula, if you're not aware, if you haven't been in like these types of settings before, long births are exhausting. So even though I was there for like 30 hours, I feel like it's going to take me 30 days to recover. Honestly, my sleep cycle, just everything. My skin feels different. I'm like breaking out on my chin and my forehead. And I didn't do anything to prepare myself to be camera ready. This is just what it is. It's doula content. I'm not a beauty influencer, okay? So what you see is what you get. But I just want to talk about the process of decompressing after a birth as a doula, and then maybe give you some ideas if you are a mom to be or the parent of, a brand new baby. Have you processed the experience yet? Have you decompressed? Have you downloaded? Have you thought about it? I'm not talking about like, the anxiety thing of like replaying scenarios in your head that no longer serve you and torturing yourself, but just really processing. Do you understand what just happened? How do you feel about that? How will it change you? That's how I decompress after births. Okay, something happened. I never take lightly that I get to be in the room when life is ushered into the world. I never get over that. I'm never not like awestruck by it. So it's very special for me. But the experience surrounding it, yes, I know people say, oh, my only plan is to just leave healthy with the baby, right? But like your experience doesn't just have to be limited to that. Like, yes, of course. You're leaving the hospital, right? That's like we don't want to talk about that. Not in this video. But your experience overall, Were you so out of it that you really weren't able to like tap in and really appreciate and observe the moment, and also be like, wow, I'm really doing this. I'm really that girl. I remember I had a client after she delivered. She's like, can you like help me walk to the bathroom so I can go pee? And I'm like, sure. So I helped her. I was holding her arms up while she was spotting over the toilet. We were both standing in the mirror as she was washing her hands. And I was like, you are that girl. And she just started laughing. And I'm like, I just kept going. You have never been more beautiful. You have never been so bad. Like you are it. Look at you. Look at what you just did, girl. Like you did that. And we're standing here in the mirror. You're like 10 toes down. And your baby is in the other room. How bad are you? Like, that's what I mean. Helping to decompress and process and download. Because it's so easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of like, what do I do now? I have this new baby at home, blah, blah, blah. Take a minute, take a breath, take a breather, and appreciate. Look at what you just did. You just went through 9-10 months of pregnancy. Your body transitioned, it changed. Who you are now transitioned and changed, right? You are somebody's mama. But other than that, this new version of yourself, the matrescence. I love this word. I just saw a viral TikTok and somebody was like, matrescence. Love that word, right? I need to use it more. Are you understanding and appreciating what you just did, right? You don't have to harp too much on the past and the things that don't necessarily make you feel good. But oh my gosh, take a moment to hype yourself up. You might have bags under your eyes right now. You might have dark circles from the lack of sleep. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time I was bending over and I was FaceTiming my sister and my boobs just looked like they were about a mile long. And I said, ain't no way. Ain't no way these are my titties this long. My sister could not stop laughing. But it was like, it took me by surprise. Like, wow, I have the boobs of my nightmare right now. But I still feel good. Because you know what? These things are feeding a human being. And I did that. I'm creating that. I am powerful. Okay? So even in my nightmares, I'm still that girl. Okay, so before I let you go, I am going to share a list of 5 things that new moms can do to reflect on your pregnancy and your birth experience, right? Give you the opportunity to have this processing, this download, and maybe have a keepsake to share with that same baby later when they get much older. So the first thing is write a letter to your baby. We as new moms look at our newborns in awe. We see them for the first time and we can just never imagine that there will come a day that they will be stressing us the F out, y'all. They eventually are going to become toddlers and teenagers and Lord, people that think they're grown just because they're 18 or 21, but not all the way grown. They don't realize that, you're still just my little baby. So write them a letter now, right? When you are just in awe and they are soft and squishy and just amazing, and let them know about your pregnancy experience, how you prepared for their arrival, everything that you wanted for them in life, right? And what the moment felt like when you laid eyes on them for the first time. I am even willing to bet if, you guys are going through your life's ups and downs, it is inevitable, especially with mothers and daughters. It's inevitable, but having that, something that you guys can go back and read to, it just really grounds the relationship and just they can never forget. My mom loves me. My mom might get on my nerves. My mom might drive me crazy. And the same thing with you. Like my child drives me crazy, gets on my nerves, stresses me out unlike any other. But at the root of it, it is the purest, most beautiful form of love you could ever imagine. Second one is your birth experience. How about you journal about that, right? Depending on how the experience goes, you can be euphoric. There can be some traumatic things that you need to replay or process. Write it down. Put pen to paper and really write it down. Talk about all the feelings that you had, the sensations, the emotions, everything. I think what we tend to do after we have our babies, we constantly think about it, and we might even share our stories with other people in our lives, especially if there's somebody that becomes pregnant shortly after us or anytime after us, really. And I think one of the toughest things we do, we're just sharing our experience, but sometimes it feels like we're sharing war stories, and it can scare people when it's like, oh, it hurts so bad, or this is what happened, and I had to get these many stitches, and I had to go to have an emergency C-section, I had to put an oxygen mask on my face. Like, you're telling all the things, but maybe if you just allow yourself to just journal it first, just release, and then maybe you won't be so inclined, to scare and traumatize somebody else. Or, if you just you're still on a high from all that adrenaline, and you still have all the love hormones flowing through you, all the oxytocin, hurry up and write that down so you can revisit those feelings, right? Especially on the days when you feel like motherhood is kicking your butt in the moment, right? They might be teething, or you might be trying to get through potty training, and you just remember this moment, this feeling, like, this is so beautiful, this is so magical, and if I could get through this, I can get through anything. This third one might be my absolute favorite. It is mirror affirmations, right? Radical body acceptance. So things happen to your body when you are growing a baby inside. A baby that can be anywhere from 5 to 9 to 10 pounds. Things get bigger and then they shrink back down. You might have some stretch marks. Things might be a little softer than you're used to them being. They might have stretched out a little bit. But I do not believe in, first of all, I don't believe in snapback. There's no snapback. It doesn't happen that quickly. And I also don't believe in negative self-talk. You need to be looking in the mirror and convincing yourself that you are in love with your body, okay? You need to trick your brain out of putting you into that negative mindset. Look in the mirror, tell yourself how much of a bad you are, okay? You're a bad bitch. I'm sorry, I don't want to curse, that was so corny. Here's what I wrote down. My body is strong, my body is wise, and it is worthy of my acceptance and my love. This body grew life, and it deserves love, okay? If somebody else is commenting about your appearance and how much you should, stop talking to them. Stop being around them. They know you just had a baby. Why would they say something about how much weight you gained? Or if you are a breastfeeding mom, how much weight you've lost? Because some of us, all those calories that we're burning, we just like lose so much weight. If it doesn't feel good, if it feels a little stank and a little funky, cut them off. But in the meantime, you better not be criticizing yourself. You better not be mean to yourself. You better get in that mirror and give yourself those positive affirmations. And you better believe it. Number four. Okay. Stay with me on this one. Start recording voice memos or video diaries. It doesn't have to be glossy. It doesn't have to be polished or edited. Sometimes it can be too much effort to write. Like, writing can be a lot. So just record your voice. Just record and then just open up the stream of consciousness, right? I think it'll be especially funny when you are sleep deprived, when you are highly emotional. Maybe you go back and listen a month later, a year later. You might laugh. It might make you cry. Or you might just say, what is this gibberish? I don't even know what I was talking about. I might watch this a year from now and say the same exact thing. But guess what, honey? We're doing it. It's never stopped me from doing anything before. Looking crazy. So yeah, just talk. It's in your voice. It's you. It's raw. It's real. And it's really capturing the authentic emotions, right? Sometimes there can be like a filter between our mind, and then once it gets down from the pen to the paper, we might want to gloss it up a little bit, right? Don't do that. Just talk. Maybe you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to yourself, but just open up the mic, open up the camera, and start talking. And number 5, this one is not a new idea. A keepsake box, right? I'm sure somewhere in our family's home there is, I know actually in my mother's basement, the dress that I wore when she brought me home from the hospital is down there. I've never seen any of my ultrasound pictures, but I feel like I'm too old for that. Maybe they didn't have ultrasound pictures way back when. But I have my daughter's ultrasound pictures. Do I have any of her clothes? I have stuff in storage that I'm probably going to lose soon. But a keepsake box is really nice. I really went over that really fast because I literally could start crying any day now over that. But we're not going to harp on that. But a keepsake box. Don't be like me. Keep your things organized. If you are like me, you're just sentimental and emotional, and you still have the hospital bands, and you still have like the ultrasound strips, and child, some of y'all even keep the pregnancy test. If you want to hold on to that, you can. Stuff that you were writing at the time. If you wrote down reflections, if you're a journaler, just to begin with, maybe some stuff that you wrote while you were pregnant. Keep all that in a box. Collect things, but don't be a hoarder. For the love of God, do not be a hoarder. You want to hear something really funny? My mom is like a hoarder light. She's not like I don't need to call anybody. But my daughter is 4, and she is still eating off of the plates that I ate off of when I was her age. You know how old these plates are? They are Pee Wee Herman plates. Do not keep stuff that long. But anyway, my daughter likes the plate, so I can't get rid of it. But yes, don't be that type of hoarder. Okay, guys, so it was so nice spending time with you. Look, I spared you the cringe eating. Knocked the bowl off. Ben and Jerry, if this gets to you, please make an alternative flavor for Cherry Garcia with walnuts in it. You guys try it on your own at home. This is not even an ad. This is just like, be greedy with me. It's my plea. I need some friends. Be my greedy friends. Get you some Cherry Garcia. I actually eat the dairy-free version. I don't even eat the regular version. I eat the dairy-free version, and it's so amazing. But either one you choose to get, and add some walnuts to it. And when you do that and you love it as much as I do, get back to me and let me know that you love it. And then that's your initiation into being my friend. Okay, you guys take care. I will see you in the next video. Bye.